Straight up, just like the title says, I blew up on Instagram and I have no idea what I'm doing. I like making dumb shit that makes me laugh.
Find all the words. No.
And one day in February, I made a dumb video that made me laugh and I put it up on YouTube as a 60-second short. I got a few thousand views, but as you probably know, short form content is the most discoverable content on the planet. So a few thousand views isn't exactly something to launch a career off of. Still, it was higher numbers than anything else I was making at the time. So I made another one and another one, and the response was the same. So I branched out and put them on TikTok and Instagram. Roughly a week later, I woke up one day to find I'd gone from 400 followers on Instagram to 5,000. The next day, it was 10,000, then 20,000, then 40,000, then 60,000. The initial surge in popularity has definitely subsided, but it still hasn't stopped. At the time of this writing, I have 159,000 followers on Instagram. I got 9,000 on TikTok and 600 on YouTube. But I'm not saying that to brag. In fact, I'm not even sure if or when I'm gonna share my actual account name in this video series. No, the reason I'm making this video and subsequent ones is because I have no idea what the f I'm doing. I have always wanted this kind of audience, but no one cares about all the things I put my heart and soul into. No, everyone just wants to laugh at dumb videos. And I never thought I'd have the opportunity to potentially launch any kind of career off of content like this. And maybe it's not even possible. But I've stumbled into this opportunity and there's immense pressure to do things right. Yet, I don't feel like there's anyone that can truly guide me towards success. The way I see it, I can ask other people what they would do, but no one, at least no one that I know, is able to base that information on past experience. They're all out here forming their plans of action based on the same information that I can get from Google. And every article you might read or every video you might watch on a subject, most of those people have an ulterior motive. They don't want you to succeed so much as they themselves want you to like and subscribe or stay reading their website and not anyone else's. On top of that, if it were so easy that one could just Google the steps to follow, then we'd all be influencers. But again, statistically, very few people find themselves in this position. I've considered reaching out to other creators, like I don't know anyone who does this for a living, but there are several people who follow me now with audiences my size or larger, and a couple of them have even shouted me out on their Instagram stories on top of that. The problem is though, not everyone is willing to share the secrets of success. I mean, I don't even know how receptive I'd be to someone randomly sliding in my DMs asking me for help monetizing their account. It may even be some kind of influencer social faux pas that I'm not aware of. But even outside of that, the very nature of the game means that we all have very different audiences. So what works for one of us may not work at all for the rest of us. And the reverse is true as well. Just because your audience accepts weekly sponsored posts doesn't mean that mine won't call me a sellout and leave. And on top of that, the same sponsors aren't even interested in working with the same accounts. Because again, we all have different audiences. So taking all that in consideration, I now find myself here, making a documentary about how I don't know what the f I'm doing. My hope is that by the end of this project, I'll have formulated some kind of plan for moving forward. And even if not, then at the very least, I should have a better idea about how I feel about all this, which should make it easier to come up with a plan and attempt to execute it. But as I mentioned before, I feel so very alone with this, and I almost don't even want to talk to anyone about it because people's eyes tend to light up at the scent of clout, even if they don't realize it. My own friends, in fact, have been a lot more interested in me and my life since they found out what's going on. They've even tried to get involved by giving me advice for content, my audience, and what I should do moving forward. See, the problem is, and I'm trying to find the least influencer way to say this, but y'all don't know shit about any of this. None of you do this for a living. I don't even do this for a living. Everyone has different advice and everyone seems to think they know what they're talking about, but it's a lot easier to tell someone what they should do when you won't have to deal with any of the consequences. So for now, for the past almost 2 months, I've just been doing what I do best. What served me well just about my entire life, and what I'm really beginning to feel is the only reliable option I have right now. Following my intuition. My audience likes my content, and if you read the comments, there are many people who love my content. And I don't say that to brag, because after you remove your ego from the situation, it becomes clear that your audience is asking you for a very specific thing, and your best option above all else is to continue giving them exactly what they're asking you for. After all, it's my audience that truly put me in this position, and it's them who can either open their wallets or unsubscribe. So for about 2 months now, I've been doing exactly that. I haven't changed much aside from some bio text and profile images, I registered a domain, I put up my own very basic website that for now just links to my socials. But aside from that, I've just continued doing the very thing that put me here in the first place, making dumb shit that makes me laugh. So if you're interested at all in following this journey towards whatever happens, then keep an eye on this channel, because I'll be making a series of videos about my attempts to make something out of all this. And even if nothing happens, it's clear I have a lot more to think about and a lot more to discuss. So stay tuned. Later.